Hey, what's up guys? I wrote this great book. It talks about the best fat burning cardio, okay? Now, I'm just gonna go over and encapsulate a little bit of what it is, but with all of our people who join our semi-private personal training program, I actually give you this book as a free bonus. So I'll just go over it really lightly, all right? Now, there are two forms of cardiovascular exercise. There's high intensity interval training and there's long, slow distance training. Now, high intensity interval training is far superior for fat loss than long, slow distance training. Now, these are the reasons why. I don't know if you ever heard about it, but some marathon runners have actually died of heart attacks, and people are stunned. Why would they die of a heart attack when they're so fit? Well, the reason why is because long, slow distance training usually takes place in a slow fashion, a slow cyclical fashion, so like jogging or something like that. So your heart is never really strengthened, okay? You're just your respiratory rate is elevated slightly, but you're really never stressing your heart to its maximal capacity. Now with high intensity interval training, you're doing short bursts, but you're at maximal intensity. Now the cool thing about that is it really builds up your arterial walls, and you're a lot stronger, and it really stresses you out in your cardiovascular system, so you're a lot stronger, all right? Another thing with high intensity interval training versus long slow distance training is high intensity interval training usually uses a bunch of modalities. So you could use weights, you could use a cardiovascular machine, you could use sleds, you could use bikes, you could use rowers. Usually long slow distance training is jogging or riding a stationary bike. So it doesn't really use your full body. And it's such a low intensity, it doesn't really tone you up. Again, with high intensity interval training, the intensity is high. You're able to stress all your body parts because it is a total body movement, and it's gonna tone you up and firm you up, okay? Now, another cool thing about high intensity interval training is if you said, hey, let's go for an hour jog, most people would be like, okay, that's gonna suck, it's gonna be boring, but you could probably do it. Now, the thing is, with high intensity interval training, in 20 minutes, you usually will burn more calories than you would in an hour of, say, jogging or slow paced exercise. So it's fun, it takes less time. Usually whenever, I don't know if you've ever been on a treadmill before, and looked at a clock, but it seems like it takes forever. When you're doing high intensity interval training, usually there's a lot of different modalities, like say kettlebells or a sled or just different modalities. So what will happen is you're changing so much, you never get bored. That's the cool thing about it, okay? Again, we already talked about this, but I'll revisit this, the total body nature of it, okay? Now, most high-intensity interval training devices, like all the devices we have here that we use for our semi-private personal training, like our HIIT mills, uses our legs, as well as our upper body, our skiers, legs, upper body, slide boards, legs, upper body. We've got our salt bikes back there, Betsy Reed's favorite piece of modality. Basically, it's total body. Now, if you just run every single day, what you're gonna do is you're gonna develop overuse injuries. You're gonna have bad knees, you're gonna get runner's knee, you're gonna get plantar fasciitis, all those bad things. A lot of you might even have those things. Now, what we wanna do is we wanna avoid those overuse injuries by making it a total body and changing the movement pattern. So we don't have to have pattern overload. So if you do the same thing every single day, you're overloading that pattern. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change that pattern. Again, going back, that's gonna tone you up, firm you up, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be always changing, and here's the coolest part of it all. High intensity interval training gets you burning calories for up to 72 hours. I don't know if you've ever been jogging, you get done jogging, you stop sweating, you're good to go. I don't know if you ever had a really good high intensity interval training workout where 3 hours later, you're still dripping sweat. That's because your metabolism is jacked up so high, you're burning a great amount of calories. It's what's called in science EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. So that's what we want to use as your benefit, so you're still working out even when you're not working out. If you have any questions, give me a call, or if you want to join our semi-private personal training program, we're actually enrolling now.